Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Hoppin With Goose, episode 9, I believe. I've recorded this video probably, I don't know, 5 times. I think this is the 5th time. Anyway, I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet. So this video, I'm gonna talk, and then there's also gonna be moments where I'm gonna cut in with fishing. So I went fishing on June 30th. And then I did not go fishing again until yesterday. I felt like absolute garbage. I still have a couple of symptoms. I've got shortness of breath, pressure in the lungs, feels like pressure, and then also a headache. But the headache is weird. It's only like right when I wake up and then right before I go to sleep. And it's a weird feeling headache. It feels like there's like a strip of my brain like right here. And it feels like my brain is just like pulsing, but when I asked the doctor, apparently, the doctor said that that's normal for COVID-19. So I have a good feeling that I am on the way to being completely recovered and being COVID-19 negative this Wednesday. So day after tomorrow will be 2 weeks since I tested positive. And then, of course, the day after that will be 14 days of quarantine. But all that to say, I didn't feel like fishing for like 6 days in a row, which odd to me. But I went fishing yesterday, caught a couple of fish, which you'll see later. When I went fishing on June 30th, I caught a fish on topwater at night, which you will see here. There we go. There we go. I knew it. I heard you. I saw you. That was cool. Did I double trouble you? Huh, big dog? Did I? I gotta do a little bit of work on you. Hold on, give me a second. Nice. It's a good fish. Probably 2 pounds. That's why I wanted to go top water. Probably 2 pounds. I've got the scale on me. Hold on. Might as well. .15. Thanks, buddy. Saw you swirl. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it, man. That was a good fish. So that fish was caught with a topwater lure called a spook, and it's basically imitates. I think it imitates a dying shad or a dying fish on the top of the water. But this is what it looks like. This is the Strike King KVD Sexy Dog Jr. The Junior has 2 sets of treble hooks. The regular one has 3 sets. This one's just a little smaller, a little lighter, but I think this is the blue gizzard or gizzard shad color. It's basically just kind of clear with a little bit of black on top. And whenever you're fishing it kind of does this motion, side to side, right? And then if you really jolt the rod, it'll shoot longer distances side to side. So I'm gonna start doing a recommendation lure, like a lure recommendation every video. So for this video, this will be my lure recommendation. Excellent topwater. This is my first choice whenever I decide I'm gonna go topwater. I go this first and then I go frog second. Anyway, so I've been feeling a lot better. Also, just really quickly, I didn't do the unboxing of the like I promised. For Carl's Bait and Tackle. This is where I bought from. That's what I was gonna do for the unboxing. I didn't do it because I recorded it like 4 times, and each time it looked like I was in pain and I was forcing myself to do it, and I don't want my content to be lackluster. So I'll just show you really quickly what I got. I'll just show you, I got 4 different color variations, but it's a jig. So I don't know if you can see that or not. As you guys know me, I love my jigs. I love jig fishing. I love jig trailers. But this is the Game Changer Lures Trash Master 3/8 ounce jig. So as you notice, this is the Trashmaster jig, right? Let me pull out a regular jig with a trailer on it so you can kind of see the difference. This is a 3/8 ounce thick jig by Guggen. So the Trashmaster jig is a mini skirt jig, as you can see the difference in size of the skirts, hopefully. So also the Trashmaster jig does not have your typical jig brush guard like this, like here. And also the hook, as you can see when I hold a regular Guggen Baits thick jig, you can see the hook here. Well, when I hold up Trashmaster jig, you can't really see the hook, which is why the Trashmaster is special. It is a 100% weedless design. So it's designed for you to be able to flip in and out of grass, in and out of heavy cover without pulling out any grass at all. I don't necessarily agree with any grass. I don't know if they even claim that, but it doesn't completely prevent you from pulling grass out. But the only time I pulled grass out when I was using one of them yesterday was where my knot was tied. Nothing was on the hook, nothing was on the trailer or in the skirt or anything. It was all stuck here where I tie my knot up at the island. So I bought 4 of those. Here's 3 of them. This is the OG sexy color. This is the green pumpkin red flake color. And this is the Okeechobee craw color. And I do have another one that's blue craw, which is green and like a steel blue on the bottom. But I currently have that tied on. I currently have it tied on to one of my rods out there in the car. Again, really quickly, so I didn't catch anything on that jig. Yesterday I caught a couple fish on the usual weightless, weedless Senko, which I'll stick those in right here. Alright, now we've switched up. We've switched up to a 3/0 extra wide gap worm hook with the black and blue flake Lunker log, 5-inch. Weightless, weedless setup like normal. And we're gonna fish it like we always do. He hit it right as soon as it hit the water. That's a decent fish too. There we go. That is a decent fish, wow. Not bad. Definitely not bad. See you, buddy. Well, okay. So as per usual, if they're biting on the Senkos, I just grab my worm box and bring it with me. You know, if it's working, why change colors? That's a fish. I gotta get him up out of the grass. Oh, I have a whole forest with this guy. Don't go deeper, don't go any deeper. Come on. That's a nice fish too. Hold on, buddy. Let me get this off you. It's a good looking fish. Very good looking fish. Thanks, buddy. There he goes. And really quickly, before we get to the end of the video, again, I apologize for not doing an unboxing. I also bought a, can't really lift it up too high, but I also bought a 16 rod round rack. But just really quickly, I know I mentioned in the last video that I'm going to be adding a new rod and reel to my collection, and I still am going to do that. That's not, I know I said possibly, and I kind of like said it was like in the process of maybe doing it. I'm definitely going to do it now. I don't know when. It'll be within the next probably month or so. This rod and reel, this isn't it. This is my Old Faithful Abu Garcia Black Max 6'6" medium rod with 6.4-to-1 gear ratio, 6 bearings, 5+1. But I'm just going to explain what the reel is, because the reel is the special part of what I'm going to be ordering next. It is the Shimano SLX DC 150. So the DC in that stands for digital casting. So it looks exactly the same. It still has a tension knob. It still has your magnet engaging dial. It still has, you know, your typical reel, adjustable drag, your brake release and everything like that, typical spool and guide. But what's special about the Shimano SLX DC 150 DC is the DC stands for digital casting. So that means it has a setting on here which adjusts a computer that's inside the reel. So it has a very signature like whine. If you're a fisherman and you know anything about, like, and you're a gear nut or a gear nerd like I am when it comes to reels and rods, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It has a very signature sound. When you use this, when you use a reel like this with braid, you know, it goes something like that. You can hear a cast, you can hear it. But with the Shimano SLX DC 150, you definitely hear it. Okay, it has a very signature whine, which I'll put the sound in right here. I'm sure you guys heard that. I'm sure you heard that. That's incredible, right? So that is the computer measuring the speed of the spool every like so many ticks of time. So it helps against backlash and not bird nesting, but it looks virtually the same. It's a little fatter. It's not as compact as a regular bait casting reel. But then as far as the rod, I'm gonna get basically, I really like the Daiwa Procyon. It's a very balanced rod in my opinion. I'll do a full review on the rod and reel, the Daiwa Tatula and the Daiwa Procyon rod. I'll do a full review on those here in the future because I think I have used it enough now to where I can get a gauge of what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and I don't have any complaints about it at all. Well, I do, but they're very nitpicky and they're very, it's just my personal preference of, you'll see, I'll make the video, but I think what I'm gonna do for the rod to match the digital casting reel is I'm gonna order a Procyon, which is exactly what I have, and I'm gonna get the same length, 7'3". 7'3" is a good number for me, I think. If I don't do 7'3", I'll do 7'4", but I'm gonna do a heavy action on this next one. So from what I gather, the SLX DC, the Shimano SLX DC is kind of like your sling it and reel it back. Swim baits, spinner baits, moving baits, that kind of stuff. I've seen people use it for flipping and pitching and you know punching and all that kind of stuff with Texas rigs and jigs and everything like that, but that's not what, to me, using it that way, I mean, it does help because a backlash happens a lot, or bird nesting happens a lot whenever you're trying to flip jigs and have it not splash in the water or have it stop right where you want it. But as far for me, I always have trouble with unspooling, bird nesting, and backlashing when I am trying to throw my lure a long way and reel it back to cover a lot of water. So that's what I would be using for, but I would also, the rod for that would be a heavy rod. I wouldn't buy a medium heavy because I already have one, but I would try to get a 7'3" heavy Daiwa Procyon, which is just, it's the same exact length as what I have on with the Daiwa Tatula, except it would be a heavy. And I would switch. I would put the Tatula on the heavy rod and then put the SLX DC on the medium heavy rod, because the heavy rod is better for flipping and pitching. I bought the Tatula and the Procyon, the medium heavy one, to be my all-around do everything. But since I have decided to get another really quality reel and rod, I'm going to make it to where I have my flipping, my jig flipping and pitching rod, and then my Texas rig, whatever, and then I'll have my swim bait rod, blah, blah, blah. And then of course I have my backups and my, just convenience rods is what I'll call them. But anyway, I'm rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed the clips that I showed you. I'm actually getting ready to go fishing right now. Today is Monday. I'm getting ready to go fishing right now. So wish me luck. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Also, if you really enjoyed the content, make sure to consider subscribing. It's a big red button down below. There's a bell next to it. If you do decide to subscribe to the channel, which is totally free by the way, make sure and hit the bell beside the subscribe button. What that does is allows you to turn on your notifications for my videos. So whenever I upload, or whenever I upload, if I make a post on the community page, whatever it is, then it'll send you a notification straight to your phone, straight to your PC if you have notifications enabled, and you'll be able to just scroll down, touch the button, and watch the video. So I really do hope you guys enjoy the content. I'm really sorry for not uploading, because I felt like way back then when I first was quarantined, I felt like I was, back that day, if I felt like that the whole time, I would have been fishing the whole time. But I felt like crap genuinely for 5 or 6 days, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I appreciate everybody's patience. Thank you guys so much for all the views that all my older videos are getting now. Also, that's amazing. I love that. Thank you guys so much. But again, if you guys really like the content, consider subscribing. Also, check the links in the description for my 3 sponsors: Titan Tungsten, Falcon Hooks, and Barefoot Outdoors. Those 3 links are in the description. Also, check out my social media pages: my Facebook, my Instagram, and yes, I have a TikTok now. Go ahead and check out my TikTok page. They are all down below. And then also my gaming channel's link is in the description if you're so inclined to check that out. If you're a gamer like me, haven't really uploaded anything in a while, but I stream sometimes, so go ahead, give that a try. And anyway, this has been episode number 9 upon Hoppin With Goose, and this has been your boy Goose. And I'll see you next time. Peace.